menacing. You want to see I'm a lot taller than my 5'3", you know? Okay, basically I'm the first act on tonight, the first on the mic, and I'm basically lifting the shutter on the kiosk of comedy, serving you a hot Perspex cup full of coffee and a Twix, if you like Twix. Okay, first impressions I think is something that are on my mind a lot. I think first impressions are very important. People can make first impressions that absolutely dazzle you, and other people can make first impressions that absolutely make them look like a tit. For example, I was in the library recently and there was someone sat with their friends, they were flicking through a copy of the Daily Mail and obviously it wasn't theirs, it was just this, you know, just bits of it all over the place. And there we go, like, this is shit, isn't it? This is so shit, this newspaper. I'm not reading it, this is shit. This is shit. Shit was used a lot. And basically I was thinking, well, what's the big deal? So I said, if you don't like reading it, why don't you stop reading it? And he goes, well, because it's like a car wreck, isn't it? It's like, you know, fucking car wreck. Look at it. It's just, you just got to look at it. I thought, yeah, but you've only got to see a car wreck once and just go, oh, that's shit. I don't want to look at that again. That's fucking horrible. So basically, that's the way it goes. But also, I think people can make first impressions that go down badly on an absolutely global scale. For example, recently a Japanese boy band called Kishidan, which means the Knights, did an interview on MTV where they dressed up in full SS uniforms. I've got a picture of it here, which sadly is in black and white. Hopefully you can see that. And all these guys, they turned up in full SS uniforms. Now, that's not a great first impression for a boy band to make. Not just says, you know, sort of like inane pop music, like extreme racial hatred, does it really? Because of the fact that they're Japanese, you can kind of put aside the fact that they're probably not singing songs about, you know, racial hatred or the Holocaust or anything like that. They just thought the uniforms looked quite natty, and therefore that's why they dressed up like that. However, it would be a very different case if a British band was to do it. For example, if the Mercury Prize award-winning band Take That were to suddenly reveal they were white supremacists, and this became the new face of white supremacy, I think we'd all be a little bit terrified. Mark Cohen there. Imagine them doing a press conference and coming on and going, yeah, well, basically the thing about Hitler's voters is because they thought they were outfitted. There's the Gary Owen, the white supremacist overlord there with him. And they're going, that's right, keep it up, keep it up, right, keep it up, keep up the white supremacy. Wow, cheers, Gary. It's not missed anything out. He goes, yes, what's the other thing? What's the other thing we've got to think about in our pop music? Oh yeah, it's the final solution, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. And what else do we do? What else do we do? Come on, so people know exactly what we're about politically as a pop band. It's the really stiff wave. It's the really stiff wave. I don't want to do it. Why not? Because if I do it, I'll have to put the microphone all these down and I can't be bothered. And also, everyone's expecting me to do the salute, I'm not going to do it. Which means you're all the racists. Okay, so basically you got that, which is a case of a bad impression by a band. But also, you got to, I don't know if any of you read about it recently, but John Galliano, the fashion designer who was like sacked from some big design house recently because in a restaurant in Paris, he drunkenly said to two Jewish women that he loved Hitler and that them and their mothers and forefathers would have been fucking gassed. That's what he says to these women. It's there on video, you can find it on YouTube. I like the fact he said forefathers, as if like the Nazis could time travel as well. That's really good. I think if they could have done, he would have solved these problems a lot quicker. So basically that's the way it goes. So that's another bad impression. But I mean, we're all capable of making bad impressions. I mean, I've done it myself, basically. I mean, like, but I mean, the thing that always gets me is the fact that whenever people compare themselves to Hitler or that kind of thing, if to make a very bad first impression or whatever, it's the fact that they're doing it. And it's kind of, it's always Hitler. It's always the big names. It's always like, you know, comparing yourself to someone who's mental is in a mental home, says they think they're Napoleon in a previous life. That's a pretty bold statement. No one ever goes sent to a mental home because they think their name's Jeff and they work at HSBC. They've always got to be Napoleon or Hitler or something like that. It's just self-aggrandizing. It's affiliating yourself with something that's bigger than you, just to make yourself seem better than you are. I can do that kind of thing. I make bad impressions of people when I'm drunk. When I was drunk recently, I was out with some people that didn't really know, and I sort of found myself saying some things like, you know, you're a student, you're fucking clever. If you're so clever, what's the opposite of placard? Just tell me that, or plague on both your shoes. Which, you know, me a lot of friends. Recently, there was a house party of mine where I got very, very drunk and came home for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to drink quite a lot of rum and then quite a lot of red wine on top of it, which is a really big mistake. And by about midnight, there wasn't that many people there, like there was more than 10, but there wasn't that many. And basically I was there and a friend of mine walked in who was from Hong Kong. And I had no idea he was friends with my housemate, so he walked in and I was like, hey, how the fuck you doing? Brilliant, did you know I live here? Oh, you're a housemate. Oh, that kind of thing. And basically, he was chatting away, and I found myself in front of these people I didn't really know. I was listening to them, and I just suddenly came out with, you know what, your English is really good for a chink. On immediate reflection, that might have seemed a bit racist. Now, obviously it was meant as a joke, but there's no way I could prove that, and the guilt quickly hit me. But the problem was, in front of all these people that I didn't know, they all thought I was an absolute fucking legend. They thought, that's really funny. Oh, sure, your housemate's so funny for saying that thing to him. I was like, no, I'm not. That's horrible. I've never said that. That's so right. Like that. And it was really, really awful. And they thought it was great. And I was like, no. So it's like I was absorbing their guilt. So you have these people that I didn't know. And this is how they'd met me. And I'd come out with this horrific thing. And they thought it was great. And they looked up to me. There's about 12 of them or something. And I'm there and I'm absorbing their guilt. They're absorbing their sin. These 12 people. Let's call them disciples. And they just seemed to really think that I was a great guy. But I was taking all the sin. I was like, no, you're bad. I'm thinking I was funny. I wasn't really funny. It was awful what I did. But yeah, it's funny how things work out, isn't it? Anyway, that's me done. I wish you all a very happy April. Good night.